Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer F7300-31A-626. This is what is called a complete top pivot assembly. This is for the 7312 double-acting spring assembly. This is the entire top assembly that you would get with a 7312. I have a client who has literally purchased 4 of these because this company is a residential, it's a residential application. You have several dozen condo buildings in a membership-only type of environment in a upscale area on the Gold Coast of Florida. And they have 7312s. They have so much movement of these doors, so much volume back and forth, that they literally wear out the parts. Now, they don't really wear out the angle bracket itself, but in this case, the client elected to replace the angle bracket because it's on the Atlantic side of Florida, whether it be the Atlantic or the Gulf side. There is corrosion that's occurred on the hardware, and they want to replace that for aesthetic purposes. So the pivot pin is included, and you can buy that separately, and I'm going to give you that part number as well. The pivot pin is a part number F7211-4, and then the finish, it'd be 626. That means that this is all made of brass, by the way. This also includes what they call the top pivot socket, and that's a 7890 from Bommer, and that bushing wears out, and you can actually buy that bushing separately. Let's go over and give you that part number. I've had recently a client order a whole mess of those bushings alone. Bommer bushing. That part number is F7800-7. So from this, you can buy the pivot pin, which is the part number I gave you, the 7890, and the F7800-7. Screws are also included. Can you buy the bracket alone? Probably, maybe not, I don't know. I haven't asked the factory. Now, this being a constituent part of the 7312, we're just going to kind of cover the dimensional property of the material. Overall projection about 2 5/8. Overall width about 1 1/4 inches. Overall height about 2 5/16. It should have 5 screws in the package, and indeed it does. 2 to hang that onto the jamb, 2 to get that attached to the top of the door. Okay, so literally when we sell these, it's for maintenance purposes, is why you would see it. Let's switch now to the screen view and take a look at the supporting documentation, and also talk about the different finishes that this can be done in. Okay, so here's the product that we're looking at, and by the time you're seeing this video, we'll probably have some images uploaded. I can show them to you now. Okay, let's take a look. That's your pivot pin, obviously. Your 7890 socket, they call it. There's the top of your pivot pin. That threads in. It has to thread in so that you can get your hardware applied, your door brought in, your top pivot socket attached to the door. You unthread this, you bring everything in, then you thread it down and seat it into the bushing. Backside, showing that it's cast brass. Top pivot socket, your screw package. Your cut sheet. There's going to be a cut sheet we're going to look at as well. Actually, let's just talk about it now. Now, all this is a cut sheet showing what we're dealing with in terms of the 7312. Okay, it's made of brass. They also make these out of steel as well. And that would be in the manufacturer's catalog, which we will hop to in a moment. Now, where will you see this? You may never have, because the only time I see these is when you're in traffic court. And this is the hardware that you're going to see in courtrooms, separating, the doors from the what's that term I'm looking for? The orchestra and the, well, whatever the term is, but separating from where the people sit up to where you are no longer sitting and you're certainly standing. So that's where you'll see these, but you'll also see these used by high-end woodworkers when they're building casework for countless types of applications, whether it be residential or high-volume residential like this, or commercial applications like a casino, retail, very common. You're going to see this. Why you would use the 7312 over other products from Bommer that will in effect do the same job, it's the durability, predictability, reliability, dependability that you can expect from this hardware. Imagine this 7312 has worked so many countless cycles that the pin itself, the brass pin itself, is literally worn to where the door doesn't hang straight anymore. Countless cycles, millions of cycles, certainly this can handle. Let's switch here. There's a link to the manufacturer's page. This is where, when you click on that, the manufacturer's page will load. You can view not only all of the Bommer products that we sell, okay, by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as that full product catalog I mentioned earlier. Control F, 7312. We're going to get to the page where we can find it. And in this general area is certainly where you're going to find its sister products. So the 7312 is here. That's brass. The 7112 is going to be the steel version. Why you would want the steel version? Cost. It's certainly less expensive to have this made out of steel than brass. Why you would want the 7312? The caliber, quality, fit, and finish of the desired selected finish color that's gone onto it. Meaning, if your client's doing polished brass or polished bronze or oil rub bronze, you'll get a very different look if you are scrutinizing the finish based on the base material, steel versus brass in that case. So be mindful of which one you're picking. If you need the quality and you're not so concerned about the base material, 7112 is going to be a great option. Okay, so I think we should just wrap up this video on camera. Before we do, you might want to take a look at that full line catalog. It is full of spring controlled closing assist pieces of hardware for doors. Single acting, double acting like the 7312 certainly is. By the way, if you have a 7312 and you get into trouble with setting the tension, somewhere on YouTube I have a video that details how to reset that tension. If you want to go with me over the video as it's done, in addition to the installation instructions, you'll certainly find that somewhere in our channel. Single acting, double acting spring hinges, on and on, variations of all of it. You are in the right place if you're looking for some sort of spring assist closing mechanism for a door. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, very nice quality item from Bommer. If you have a 7312, you're going to be buying this material from Bommer. No one else makes anything quite like this that I'm aware of, that I've ever seen. A little history about Bommer. Fun fact, I suppose. Bommer's been in business since 1876. The brothers Bommer, both of them, started the company. They literally invented the category of spring closing device for doors. The owner of Bommer is the husband of the granddaughter of one of the two brothers, so it's been a family business for almost 150 years. That's a fact that Bommer is quite proud of. Another fact that Bommer is quite proud of, as am I to represent them, is that everything they sell is domestically produced. Not only are they located in the United States, they have two facilities, manufacturing and their plating facility. But all of the components they purchase, the castings, the steel, the paint, the pens that they use to write your order down on the paper, it's all domestically manufactured. That's important to Bommer. As a result, Bommer is able to look at work that other companies can't because of government contractual obligations regarding origination when it comes to material. Exceptional engineering department there. Nothing gets past that engineering department. And I can't mention Bomber and Exceptional without talking about their customer service people. Absolute partners in the process and really looking out for your best interests at all times. Great group of people there, everyone there. Any questions on the F7300-31A-626 top pivot assembly or any other Bomber product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.